Hello, welcome to another behind the scenes chat for my new movie, Art House Loser. I don't know when this is going to be uploaded, but Art House Loser came out yesterday. So I figured I'd do this while it's still fresh, and there is a lot to cover on this movie, and I'm sure I'm going to forget something until after I upload this, and I'm going to be like, fuck, I missed that. Where to begin? Art House Loser. The original idea was the character takes his paintings into the woods to burn them. So he's going to dig a hole, dig a pit, throw them in, and when he's digging, he hits something and shit sprays out like Return of the Living Dead. And that was all I had. That was 2 years ago I had that idea. And I've been sitting on it because I would keep thinking, I'm like, all right, what do I want to make a zombie movie? Like, eh. So I just kept going back to the idea, which is based off a real life thing because when I started actually painting, a few people were like, oh, you should sell them. And I was like, why the fuck why does money have to come in right away? Like, I'm just doing it because I enjoy doing it. And I remember saying to somebody, I would rather take them in the woods and burn them than sell them. And that was how the idea started because I wrote that down. I was like, oh, like, character goes in the woods and, like, burns his paintings. So I just kept that idea and then would keep coming back to it. After I'd finish another movie, I would come back to it and, like, I can't figure it out. And now thinking about it, I can't remember exactly what triggered this movie to, like, make it what it was. I just knew that that was the part. I think I thought about, like, okay, he hits and then all this shit comes up and then it goes into this weird trippy movie, like, just weird, but I'm not totally sure because I don't actually remember because I started writing this movie back in April, like, actually writing the script, and we're in October right now. It's October 14th. But so I have the movie right here so I can go back and forth. But, like, the most important thing about the movie, too, was once I started writing it, I wanted it to be different, and I just wanted to make something that I wanted to make without restrictions. And with YouTube, there's a lot of restrictions. Some rightfully so, like making money off of other people's, like, music and shit, like, if you don't have permission, which I get, like, copyright shit. But I knew I wanted to use early 2000s, like, emo music that I loved, which Beth was the idea behind that because she brought that up. And when she brought that up, I was already working on this movie, and I was like, I had songs in my head that I've been trying to use for years, like this one Hidden in Plain View song called In Memory, which I use in this movie when I'm getting stabbed by, like, the Beth demon thing. I've been trying to use that song forever. And then when she said that, I was like, well, fuck it, let me just use that shit for this. And then I was like, well, I'll just make my own website and put the movie on there so it skips YouTube. Like, I don't make money off this stuff anyways, and I'm not, like, it would be cool to make money off it because this movie cost me probably, like, $1,200 in props and everything to make. But I was like, fuck it, I don't care. I just want to make the movie that I want to make. Tove Tiggler, the Tush Tickler. What's up, buddy? Here, no, not right now, buddy. Not right now. All right, get down. Come on. So I wrote the movie, and I was like, yeah, this is pretty rad. And just like every other movie, you write it and you're like, this is cool. And then when it comes time to start, like, getting ready to shoot it, it's like, how the fuck am I supposed to make this? Like, how am I supposed to do this by myself? Like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. But I go over the script a million times in my head. I find the locations. So once I have the locations, I know I'm like, Toph, not right now, buddy. I'm sorry, buddy. I know I'm like, all right, I'm going to do it there. Then I'm like, can't, like, everything you see in this movie like camera angles like was pretty much in my head. Like I knew when I did like there was a scene where I see like Bigfoot and I'm holding the rose and the rose drops out of my hand. I knew that I wanted the camera on the ground and I wanted the rose to fall in the camera. But let's start from the Topher, you can't come up my lap, buddy. Let's start from the beginning. The very beginning is the mask. Yeah, that, which is right there. I found it on eBay. It's fucking rad. And also like the music was a big thing because I was like I'm using New Jersey bands. New Jersey horror, New Jersey fucking rock and roll emo music. So the very first thing you hear is this. That's My Chemical Romance, the intro to their first album, New Jersey band. Which I found that I was listening because like, there were so many bands. Like I used My Chem, that Census Fail a lot, Hidden in Plain View. When my phone rings in the movie, that's Houston Calls, one of my favorite fucking New Jersey bands, and that they have one of my favorite albums. But their music just didn't fit the vibe of what I was going for, so I used it as like a ringtone for my phone. The only band that's not New Jersey was Matchbook Romance because when I'm digging and I hit and all the fog, the gas comes up. That was Matchbook Romance. It's like their secret song at the end of Stories and Alibis. When I heard that song, when I was listening to it at work, right away I knew that's the song to play because I can intertwine this footage of me and Beth and make it all weird. But, so, right here, the very beginning. So the first thing you see of the movie is the boombox with I Believe, Bigfoot, aliens on it, painted. And it says July 29th, 2023, 8:18 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's the first nod to Return of the Living Dead, because in Return of the Living Dead it says July 3rd, whatever. Like it says, and that's just what that is. Also, I'm going to say, my outfit in this movie was so sick. I was like, I need to have like, I don't want to just wear my normal clothes. I want to like play a part. So I had these leather pants, leopard print pants that I was like, I had them and I never wore them. And I was like, perfect, I'm wearing these. And I was like, I need shoes to match them. So I searched leopard print shoes and I found these fucking shoes that have spikes all over them. And I was like, buying them. They were like $50, $60. Get them. So the first thing you see is the movie opening with my sick shoes, my sick pants, the boombox, and all my paintings around. And I didn't even do this on purpose, but behind the boombox, one of the paintings is a painting of somebody hanging themselves. Kind of fits. It's like a foreshadowing, I guess, even though I don't hang myself, but the character's in a very dark place, and he's gonna do bad things to himself. But so that opens, and then the original intro song, when I play this, I shot me singing it while I was, not this, was Juliana Theory, If I Told You This Was Killing Me, Would You Stop? I did it, and when I started editing it, I was like, I love the song, but it doesn't fit the vibe that I'm going for. And then I was kind of, I figured I was going to use Census Fail, but I was going to use their old shit from their like first EP and stuff, which is what I grew up on. And then I remembered this song because I had not listened to them in a while, and I went back and it was from If There's Light It Will Find You, and Gold Jacket, Green Jacket. And I listened to the song, and I was like, lyrically, it's fucking perfect. And I was going to use that song for something. Like, when the album came out, I heard it in like 2018, and I never did anything with it. And then I forgot, and then I was like, it's perfect for this. So then I went back, after the intro was already shot, I put the camera back and set up and did a really close-up of me singing the lyrics so I could add in again. But yeah, so the whole intro was filmed in my apartment. I put sheets all around, just that took everything out of my apartment and just brought my bed out. So it looked like an artist's studio with this guy. He just paints. He has nothing. He can't pay his rent. He just has a bed with no sheets that he sleeps on. There's just painting scattered everywhere. There's paint all on the sheets and shit. Like, just drinking, smoking, doing drugs. I was supposed to start shooting on a Saturday, and I didn't set up the night before, and I was all set up on the Saturday. It took me forever to set up. I didn't realize it, and it was super fucking cloudy that Saturday, and I needed to use natural light to come through the sliding door windows, and it was so cloudy. I was like, I can't shoot today, so I set up on a Saturday, and then shot started Sunday, which was this. So I shot all the... Jesus Christ, I am blowing up. So I shot July 29th, when it says is what the first day of shooting. So I shot the whole intro. Fun fact, too. I bought... The first props I bought for the movie were the breakaway beer bottles. I bought them right when I started writing the movie. I knew that scene was in it where I throw them and I hit my head with them and I bleed. I was like, that's it. So I bought those. The night before I was starting to shoot, I had everything set up, and I had the beer bottles. I took them out of the bubble wrap and put a New Jersey Horror sticker on them as like a label. And instead of leaving them like right here where I had them, I put them on the chair where they are in the movie because I had the whole place set up and ready to shoot. So when I woke up, I just changed and started shooting. And in the middle of the night, my one cat Lemmy went ape shit like he does, and I heard crash. I come running out, and I turn on the light. He hit the chair. There was 6 bottles, and 2 of them fell off and broke. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. So I thought about it real quick. I was like, okay, I need 1 to throw at the door, 1 to throw on the ground, 1 to hit my head, and 1 to throw at the camera. So I had just enough, but the extras were for when I threw them at the camera when the Hidden in Plain View song starts. Thank God I hit the camera on the first try because that was the only bottle I had, but I did I hit the top of it, so it wasn't as explosive as I wanted, but there's nothing I can do. But I was like, all right, that's good enough. And actually, when I write the note, which is pretty much, I guess, like a suicide note, there's the paper on the ground and the gun, and I'm signing my name. That was never written. That wasn't anything. I thought about that after I shot the movie. I was like, that would be a good transition. And I wanted to get another shot of the sick fucking shoes in the movies because I step on the paper and walk by. Then it goes to... I think that's everything from that. There's just a lot. It's just all those paintings in the beginning of the movie. That's all stuff I've painted, not for the movie. Just I've painted over the last 2 years, and I had them, so I scattered them everywhere. The only paintings that I painted for the movie was the one when I'm dripping blood on Art House Loser painting. I did that, and then the one I'm actually painting in the intro. I wrote the movie as this character looking at it. And he keeps flipping it around because he's not satisfied. So I wrote that not knowing what the fuck the painting was. And then when I was doing it, I'm like, well, I need to paint a painting where you can look at it, even if you flip it around, it's still... So I ended up painting like this two-face cat face where when you flip it, one's upside down and one's not. And then everything written on that painting on each side is the lyrics to Cat Like Thief by Boxcar Racer. Because I thought those lyrics fit pretty well. This painting right there I love. Live, laugh, fuck. And then it goes into... Oh yeah, funny story about... When I did the voiceovers for the phone call. That wasn't my intention. I was like, I want to find somebody to do the voiceovers. Cool. I'm a big Newfound Glory fan. I was on Jordan, the singer's Instagram, and on his Instagram it says for voiceover work, like email me here. And I was like, oh my god, that would be so fucking sick if I got Jordan from Newfound Glory to do the voiceover real quick. So I sent him an email. Obviously, never heard back. Because I sent him, like, what he would say. I don't know. He probably just, who the fuck is this loser? Hopefully, he just didn't read it instead of just not wanting to do it. And then I hit up Andy Roy, who's one of my favorite skaters of all time. I think I hit up Mod's son, too, because I'm a big fan. Me and Mod go back. I told him, because I used his music in my movies from, like, 10 years ago, Mangina movies. Didn't hear anything back from him. I tried to hit up Kevin Smith, since he's New Jersey, which you can see in the intro, the alien has a Jay and Silent Bob reboot shirt on. Thought that would be cool, but I couldn't send him DMs on Instagram and on Twitter. I think I hit up Jason Mewes too, but same thing, I couldn't get it. So then finally I was like, fuck it, I'll just do it myself. And then some of my early movies I would take a week off of work and just shoot nonstop. This one wasn't that. I would just shoot it on the weekends. Luckily, it was beautiful out all the time, except for it was fucking like 90 something degrees and humid as fuck, so it was a nightmare. So then the one Saturday, I shoot outside. That was a 6.5 hour day shoot. The hardest part was bringing all the shit I needed out to the woods behind my apartment, carrying all this stuff, dressed how I am, and people were probably waking up having coffee like, what the fuck is that guy doing? My mom always says that. What do your neighbors think you're doing? I don't know. Oh, fun fact too about the intro. After I smashed I'm gonna go back and forth because I'm gonna remember shit. When I smashed the beer bottle on my head and I'm bleeding, and then I go up to put my hands on the glass and I'm sitting there, I started to do that, and then I look up and another person from across the way was walking out of their apartment, and they were just looking at me, and I'm like, morning. And go back. There was a few run-ins with random strangers during this filming of this movie. Hi, Len. So yeah, I shoot all that, go outside, start digging the hole. This was the first hiccup I had where I really I felt defeated because you want it to go smooth, but making a movie, it's never going to go smooth. There's always something going to go wrong. So I bought this portable power supply that you can plug like a thing and it has like an outlet on it, so you can plug up something in. I had a fog machine that's what sprays out. My fault because I just didn't look at the details. So I had this power supply and the fog machine. When it got to that scene, I was like, all right, here we go, gonna do it. I plugged the fog machine into it and nothing. The fog machine's small, it's like this big. Didn't realize the fog machine was 400 watts. And the power supply I had could only support 100 watts. So I'm sitting there. I remember texting Beth and just being like, fuck, like it's not work. Like I don't know what the fuck to do. And I remember being pissed off, defeated, and just being like, all right, let's just pretend that worked and keep shooting. So that's what I did. Still kind of pissed off, but shot the rest of that day. Trying to shoot, and then a random stranger comes walking down the path that I didn't know existed. Kind of talked to him. There was a shot of me in the Death Messenger costume. That's the name of that character. When he opens the umbrella with the skull like that. That's called Death Messenger because he's the messenger of death, because that's why he hands him the rose. Oh, the rose thing. People were going to ask, what's with the rose? I thought of that because at funerals, I would see like people throw roses onto the casket. So like, he knows he's going to die, so he's giving him a rose. But then when I was in the Death Messenger costume, I watched the playback, and I had no idea that somebody just went walking behind me. They were probably like, what the fuck is going on over here? I remember just watching back like, oh, geez, like, there's fucking people. Like, so I shot all of that up until when I start running, when Hidden in Plain View song starts. Didn't even finish some of the things I want to shot because I'm like, I got time. So then after that, I drove to my parents' house, and next to their driveway, they have a couple bushes, like, and that you can kind of walk in between. And I was like, if I shoot it close enough, fine. So I set up the fog machine there and did the shit. So everything you see with the smoke and fog coming out, that's not even at that same location. That's at my parents' house next to their driveway, which worked out fine. As soon as I watched it back, I was like, oh, perfect. And all the footage of me and Beth that you see intertwined in that was stuff that I just shot with us on an 8mm camera app on my phone months ago that it just, for no reason, I shot a lot of that shit. I just thought it looked cool. And then I used that. And then later that day, I went back out to the woods and shot the scene where Bigfoot steps on the rose, which another person came walking by. I had no idea so many people were out there. I used to be out there all the time and never saw a soul. All of a sudden, all these people, they were probably, what the fuck is this guy doing? So I did that. That was so the first day was good. Oh yeah, there's a scene when I'm shoveling and I really start coughing because I'm snorting shit. I accidentally actually snorted. That was flour in there, and I accidentally snorted it in my fucking nose. So I'm coughing and spitting like that. Was fucking disgusting. Yeah. That's the Matchbook Romance song. But it looks rad. I shot so much for this movie that you'll never see. It's a lot of it just me walking around. Like, I trip a lot in this movie. Somebody pointed it out. And I was like, well, yeah. But the character is supposed to be fucked up because this gas goes into him. So he's all just like, oh, like. So he's not able to, like, move properly. One of my favorite locations I found is across the way from my apartment on the other side of Route 57. Had never been back there before. I went back there months ago. The bridge that I climb up and run, and then there's like the river. I was like, oh, this is perfect. Like, because I wanted to make sure I got cool looking shit. A lot of running, and then I trip over the skeleton with green ooze and blood. Supposed to fall, not realizing when I run, I trip. And I thought, I was so sweaty. Also, I tried my hardest for continuity. That, like, when I throw up the blood, I had the blood running. I would put the blood back there. I put the blood in my head. It was so hot, I would sweat it away. So then it wouldn't be there. And I was like, fuck it. I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? But I trip, fall, hit the stick. My glasses. There's the scene where I'm laying on the ground and then I find my glasses and I put them. That's really me just checking to make sure my glasses didn't break and I put them on. Then I'm like, ah! And I'm reacting because I'm, oh, you have to react. Then it cuts and it's this giant stick sticking out of me. Which was when I was done shooting that day. I was walking out the path and people were walking in. And I'm no shirt, blood, sick pants, sick fucking shoes, carrying like a skeleton, backpack, cameras. So I have so much fun doing this shit. It's hilarious. Yeah. That Bigfoot costume was so fucking hot. And when you see it, until the end, the only time when you see it, I'm not even wearing the whole thing. I just have it tied around my waist so you just see the legs and feet, but it was still fucking hot. This scene with the logs, like I call it the wall of logs or the hallway of logs. That's my dad's friend's, he owns a timber company, Tim's Timber. My dad's known him since they were like in fucking elementary school. And I was like, I need to shoot there. So he let me shoot there. I shot a lot there running. Like, there was this cool shot of the camera behind a spider's web, but because of the light, you couldn't see the spider's web, so I couldn't use it. That was rad, though. So I shot all there. Hot as fuck. And then it comes back. Oh, I love that shot. That's one of my favorite when I pull out the stick. And all this blood comes squirting out. I just had a water bottle that I cut the top off of. So right when I pull, I squeeze it so all this blood comes out. And that scene, I bought this little tombstone type thing, which is pretty heavy. It's rad. It has like this bird on, like an eagle or vulture. I put blood and goo on it. And the zombie was cool, but before I found the look of the movie, because I edited the whole movie and it looked nice and crisp and clear, and I hated it. I was like, this ruins the movie. It's not supposed to look like that. And it made the costumes look like costumes, and I was like, so I shot a lot with that zombie character that I fucking cut out. I was like, I cannot show all this because it just looks fucking lame. But shooting that was hard because I had a mannequin for the end of the movie when I get all my limbs ripped off. So the mannequin at the zombie scene, when he's crawling through the grass and he comes to bite my leg, that's the mannequin I put the pants on. That was such a pain in the ass too. All right, change, take off my clothes, put it on the mannequin, put the zombie shit on, and I'm crawling, then I got a bite. And then it's like, all right, cool, got it. Change back into stuff. Beth has voiceovers there, and I love fate fell short this time. It was on the umbrella that the Death Messenger opens. I just made this. Music inspires me more than anything in the world. No movie inspires me like music does. So I wanted to. This is like a love letter to music too. I use the music I love. Like that's Blink-182, obviously. Their new album comes out next week. Fuck yeah. So I did all the zombie shit and that and more running. And then I didn't have this next scene written in the final draft right away. it went from this, and then it went to like me running into Beth's character, and I was like, there's something needs to be in between that. I don't. It feels too quick. And I was like I'm thinking, and I had this alien skull that I've had since I was like 11. And I was like, well, what can I do with that? And I was like, well, what if the character falls and then there's just a fucking UFO? Like, fuck it. We're already going weird into this movie. Like, let's have a fucking UFO and have him get zapped. That was like my nod to Fire in the Sky, because I love that movie when he gets out and then he gets thrown. I was like, I'll just kind of do something like that. That'd be rad. And also, not knowing, speaking of Blink-182, last week Tom released Monsters of California, which has aliens, Bigfoot. I had no idea. I obviously didn't see the movie till last week, and I was like, my movie's coming out this week, and it's got UFO, Bigfoot, shit. So that was cool. I was like, fuck yeah, dude. We're on the same wavelength, same frequency. If you saw Monsters of California, you know. Yeah. Oh, it's funny. The UFO thing. When you see the white light, that's just my kitchen light. I put the camera up to it and then turned it on. Then it's me crawling again, and now we're back to Tim's Timber in another part, and they drive a tractor through it, so there's like big ditches. And I remember when I was there shooting the other thing, I'm like, if I come back to do this scene and that one spot's still filled with like mud water, I'm like, I have to fall into it. Like, it'll just make the movie better. It'll just look cool. So we get back and I'm looking, I'm like, oh, it's still there. So I'm going up to the spot. I take the camera and I put it on the ground. One shot, one take, that's all I have. So I'm walking. I think that fall's really fucking good and it looks natural. Because I literally fell and hit, just covered him. I was like, is this shit? Like, this is shit. Because it smelled like shit. And I'm whole leg just mud. And I still had to shoot the last day, the next day. So all this clothes was mud. I remember when I was done with this day, I put them in a bag and I was like, fucking stay away from me. Because it's fucking disgusting. Yeah, run into Beth. That's a dummy I have with a tripod holding it up because it's a limp dummy. And I have a wig, and I went to the Halloween store, bought the sick hat. You'll never see it because it's too dark, but that demon Beth thing is wearing a rose necklace to add into the rose stuff. And then I shot my side, and then I changed into that. That's me, not right there. But like when I start stabbing, that's me dressed as that. Again, hot as fuck, wearing a completely black like zip up, like Green Man from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's that, but just black. And then it goes in just the stabbing. And I love how I mixed the two clips so you can see both going on. So fucking rad. That was again awesome. Then it goes to the ending. I wake up, I spit up blood, and then Senses Fail plays again. And I was like, alright, here we go. This is going to be the hardest scene because there's only one take two, because once Bigfoot shows up, I love that. I had to have Bigfoot in a movie. I love Bigfoot since I was a kid. He starts ripping my arm and legs off. Actually, that mannequin too, I actually drew all my tattoos on the mannequin. Like, you'll never notice. So much work goes into movies that on screen you never notice the shit. But I knew I couldn't fuck it up because I had to cut my pants because I had to rip one leg off and the one pant leg. And the shirt was fucked. But that was so rad. That worked out good. The scene where I'm holding the gun and then you see Bigfoot grab my hand, that's literally me shooting like this. So the camera, let's say this camera right here is facing this way. I'm holding the gun in my hand up close. And then I put the sleeve and the glove of the Bigfoot on. And then I just do that. That's literally what I did. Drop it. Rip. The scream of the Bigfoot is like 5 different screams. One's like a zombie scream. One's like there's a pig sound. I think a bear. And then a slow mode. I put in slow motion a human scream. So what that sound you hear is like 5 different layers of screams mixed together. Rips me apart. I ran out of blood because when he rips my head off. Oh, the head. Well, it's right here. I took I have a head, like decapitated head from Cringe Streak Bleed that was blonde, so I made my mohawk, and then I took, this is the zombie hair from The Mask. I cut it so it looks like my beard, and I had fake glasses in this spine, but I ran out of fake blood, so I couldn't cover it because it's like when he pulls the head off, it's like, oh, that spine looks pretty fucking clean considering it's got ripped out of somebody's fucking body. But this is so dope. I love this. If anybody wants this, give me enough money, I'll fucking give it to you. Maybe not, actually, because I truly do love this thing. I still have, like, I have everything. So, like, here's the rose. I have the ending tombstone that says Art House Loser painted on it. But yeah, what did I... but yeah, so the music is a big part. I shot it over, like, pretty much August, like, every weekend in August. I think it came out fucking fantastic, though. Like, I love this movie so much. Am I forgetting anything? Oh, yeah, like, well, in this scene, when I get stabbed in the side again, because you hear Beth go, "You're hurt." She says, "You're hurt," but then I layered it with her saying "hurt" again, but it sounds like "you're hurt." Like, it did that. That was my actual buck knife, scream knife. And then I bought a fake one from the Halloween store and just ripped off the end, so that's what I'm holding. I fucking love it. Oh, yeah. And then the very end, because I say a hiker came, found it, and took a picture. I have still all the... I took all these Polaroids, and I picked the best one I like. So I have all these rad Polaroids from that. I wish the shoes... The costume got so fucked up. It was so muddy and stuff that I had to throw everything out. But I wanted to save the shoes and stuff, but I just couldn't. That scene, like, when he's ripping my stuff up, again, I just have a bottle of blood, and I'm just spraying it on me, like, and trying to react at the same time. So hard. When I was done with that, I was like, I think we got it. I don't know. And then once I started editing it, I was like, yeah, this rules. Okay, to the editing, though. The whole movie was edited. The look, though, I was like, I literally was like, I hate this movie because of the look. It's not what I want. It's not what I had in my head. It's not nothing. So I started thinking, and then I went on YouTube and looked up tutorials about how to make looks, and I found one that, like, a VHS look. So I found it, did what they did, was like, all right, and then I tweaked it myself, and then I was like, yes, I fucking love this. Took forever to render. It took, just to export it out of Adobe, took a day and a half because of the, like, all the shit I did for the look. But overall, I'm like, I've never been happier with a movie. It's fucking rad. Art House Loser came to life, which started out with me being stubborn about somebody saying I should sell my paintings, and me being like, no, it's not about the money. I'd rather go in the woods and burn them. That's how Art House Loser started. And then here we are talking about this fucking wild fucking movie that I made. Like, I'll probably be giving away the paintings from the movie, the Art House Loser, because I can see them right now. I'm looking at them. I'll do a lot. I'm going to give away a lot of shit again for this movie. I still have fucking pieces of the chair from Jessica Kills that nobody wants. But yeah, the music is, I think everybody, if you like the music in this movie, look at the credits. Hidden in Plain View, Census Fail, Houston Calls. Listen to those bands, because Hidden in Plain View's Life and Dreamin' that came out in 2005 is one of my top 5 albums of all time. Of all time. I love the album front to back. They're in the credits too. Spill the ink and spill your guts again, fall. I love that shit. Census Fail, obviously, New Jersey. Census Fail, I remember seeing them. They played at fucking the Hackettstown roller rink in like 02 or 03, which is literally right down the street from my apartment. I don't think it's the roller rink anymore, but back then they played. Hidden in Plain View played at my high school for the Battle of Bands in like fucking 03. So those bands mean a lot to me. Houston Calls. It's funny, Houston Calls is one of my favorite New Jersey emo bands. The only time I saw them live was in Anaheim, California, at the what's the name of that venue? Oh, I forget the name of the venue. Somebody's gonna know. I'll think of it right when I'm done doing this. But the music is important to this movie, and here's the one and only script for Art House Loser. It's got changes, it's got fake blood on it, mud, grass stains, whatever. Fuck yeah. But yeah, I am, oh yeah, I got stickers and I made these business cards. Art House Loser with the QR code. So I'm going to hand these out. I was supposed to go out today and hang flyers because this movie's as punk rock as it comes. So I was like, this is the original with the thing taped to it. And I made copies of it at Staples. And I was going to hang these up everywhere, but it's been pouring rain all day, so I couldn't. So maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Or just periodically throughout time because the movie's fucking been out for a day and a half, so I need to keep promoting it. I'm trying to think what I missed. I know I'm forgetting something about Art House Loser. I mean, it's just the raddest fucking movie. I also, leading up to this movie, I've been so stoked on it that, it's kind of hard to see. But right there it says Art House Loser, Bigfoot, Alien Head, and a rose. Because I'm so proud of this movie, I tattooed my whole leg for it. And I'm wearing an Art House Loser hat. I have fucking 4 Art House Loser shirts I made. I'm proud of everything I've ever done, but this right now is the epitome of, like, everything. I think it's the best thing I shot. Somebody said that today to me, like, it's the best thing you, like, visually you shot, which so much work goes into it. The amount of leftover shit and just angles and I get, like, I'm so proud of it. Yeah, I don't know. I think I covered everything. I mean, obviously, if you have any questions that you're curious about, you can ask me and I'll fucking respond. I'll gladly talk about anything I want to do. Yeah, Art House Loser, man. I hope you enjoyed it if you watched it. And if you're watching this and didn't watch the movie, what are you doing? Go watch the fucking movie. ArthouseLoser.com. Thank you all for watching it. Thank you for watching this. God, as soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to be like, oh, I forgot to talk about that. Let me think real quick. I think I got everything. I'm trying to think of anything fucked up that happened. It was just super hot when I made it. I can go on for days. Yeah. Thank you very much. ArthouseLoser.com. Check the movie out. Fuck yes.